All right, guys, welcome to Agent After Hours. I'm here with a very special guest, all the way from Sugar Land, Texas, Nimesh Patel. Thank you so much for joining me today. We finally recovered after Chicago.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Tyler. This is awesome. I love watching your stuff, and I've always wanted to be a part of After Hours.
Likewise, watching your stuff. You kill it on social media. So, since you brought it up, let's dig right in and talk to me about you guys have hundreds, if not thousands, of videos out there. How are you? How are you planning those? Like, what is your objective when you sit down? Do you batch them, or do you just say like, "Hey, I got this idea. Let's go do this video."
Yeah, it's a combination of both. But when we first started, it was just like, hey, whatever idea came up into our heads, we would do it. And as you know, I have a partner, Rachel Borgsmiller, who her and I would just come up with some ideas and just do them. But then as we started seeing the success of it and the engagement and how many people really wanted to watch them and do all that, we actually had to start batching them. And especially now, she's actually moved to Austin, which is 2.5, 3 hours away. So when she comes into town, 2 or 3 times a month, I go up there two or three times a month. So we definitely batch them. But we still had to try to be spontaneous as possible because some of our videos pertain to everyday life, what's going on with current matters or, social pop or anything like that. And so we still try to come up with ideas. But the number one thing I'll tell you what we do is we actually make time. We make time and sit down like a business plan. Hey, we got to do prospecting here, we got to do video ideas here, and all of that. It can't just be like, hey, here's a good video. I saw it on TikTok. Let's try to do something like that and then see
Right.
what happens because you know how it is. If you're not consistent, it's not going to work.
So talk to me about, and for those of you that don't know, Nimesh runs one of the top 5 teams in all of Texas. So no small potatoes here. Tell me about how the use of social media has affected your business.
You know, as silly and as simple as this is going to sound, I'm going to tell you, when I first started 20 years ago, I was very good at being social. I was very good at being around my sphere, being in the community, being at a dog park, being at the bar. It doesn't matter. I was very, very social, and I got a lot of my clientele that way. And then I had to have some follow-up systems and things like that to really I met this person, met that person. This is prior to Facebook. And so I had to write letters and do this and do that and really understand what's going on with not just 20 people, but like 50 to 100 people at all times so that I can, keep it, stay in their lives and keep, stay remarkable in their lives. Well, with social media, I'm telling you, it's so easy to do. You can reach now, instead of reaching 100 people, now I'm reaching 5,000 people at a time and keeping up with their families and what's going on with their businesses and their wants and needs. And it's free. It's absolutely free. Like, I don't understand why people aren't using social media all the time. I get it. We have paid ads and you can do some things like that, but just the free part of it to be able to scale into being able to talk to or have an audience of 2,000 people at the same time on this platform or 5,000 on this platform. I mean, that's how we're using it, and we're staying on top of mind, right? I know you hear that same common terminology, top of mind, but we are. I'm top of mind because I don't have to go out there and reach out to people. I'm constantly getting referrals because they see me on social media nonstop.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt that you guys have some really high end houses in your market that showcase very well.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right about that. But here's a trick. I'm gonna give you a simple little trick. We have a lot of builders in our area too, right? And they put on some high end homes. Are all of these houses mine? No. Are they all my listings? No. So we go and showcase builders listings. They love it because they're getting free advertisement. They're constantly doing things for us. So, we're building two relationships there. We're building the audience relationship by showing them some of these really nice showcase type homes. And then two, we're building the relationship with the actual builder to say, hey, we're helping you market and trying to get some clientele from them as well. So, anyone out there that says, I don't have a listing or anything like that to showcase, you're wrong. You have your agents in your office use use their listings, use builder listings. Doesn't matter. Get out there and just do it. And the general public doesn't know. They don't know whose listing it is.
No, I love that. Are you going to custom builders or are you going to more of the cookie cutters?
Both. We have a lot of master plan communities in Texas, especially here in Houston. I think we probably have the most master plan communities in all of America. So you have your what you call cookie cutter builders, or what we call them is just your typical Perry and D.O. Horton and Highland Homes and all of that. We showcase all of their model homes as well, and sometimes they have a good inventory that we can try to navigate towards, and then we go to custom guys too, and really do a number on the custom guys too.
I love it. So you've been doing this for a long time. How do you what are you coaching your team? Like, how do you keep your team not only busy but motivated as the market has kind of shifted?
That's a great question. It's a loaded question. Um,
We only ask the hardest questions on here.
Yeah, you do, and I want to answer it without sounding like an idiot, but we stay consistent. That's the key, right? We're not in it for the short game; we're in it for the long game. And with the long game, you have ups and downs, right? And you have a certain period of time where we are just extremely, extremely productive and busy, and then we have a period of time where we're not. So they've seen it and they've gone through some of what I've been through in my past, and so they've seen that as well. So they realize that consistency is the key. So we have Monday meetings we have weekly meetings every single Monday, no matter what. We go over what we just did over the weekend with open houses, what our plan is for the next week, what new communities are coming up, what new listings are coming up, and then what social media posts have we seen, what coaching and mentoring have we been a part of. And if you're constantly doing that, then it's in your head that you're not just sitting back with a lull. Because I have agents on the team that haven't sold something in the past 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, and I have other guys that have sold like 7 houses in the past month, right?
Right.
So if we're constantly together talking about it, then they feel like they're a part of something. The quickest way to motivate everybody is to keep them in a group setting where they can see what their peers are actually doing.
Absolutely love it. So if you're coaching a newer agent on how to stay busy over the next 6 months, because my anticipation is we're going to see the next 6 months be a cold winter.
Yeah.
Uh, what are you telling that agent? What are the top three things they can do to stay busy and
Well,
make
I
money?
think I think to stay busy and busy is a key. Busy is a weird word, right? You and I use busy a lot, and you realize that sometimes busy is not good.
Right.
I think busy in pertaining to productivity, that's the key, right? And so I think the number one thing that a new agent should, and not just new agent, I'm going to take this to another place, a new agent or an existing agent that's been around for a while. I think the number one thing everybody needs to do today's market is to really evaluate their own strengths and weaknesses, really evaluate them, understand what your strengths are, and see how you can, go further with those, and then what your weaknesses are, and then see what you can do to try to strengthen those yourself, right? So that's the number one thing you need to do. But number two, you got to go back to the original stuff, right? In the end, we're still just buying and helping people buy and sell houses. We're not trying to go for the new shiny thing, the new shiny brokerage, the new shiny technology. In the end, somebody wants to buy a house and somebody else wants to sell a house. How are we gonna be a part of that process? And to do that, I think you have to have the consistent systems and processes in place. So put those in place. Something simple for anybody and everybody is to have an actual plan on a daily basis, right? We're not going to work from a 9 to 5, but you should be treating it like going to work from 9 to 5. I have a calendar system set up for our newer agents and seasoned agents, and it literally has on there these 15 minutes. You have little parts. These 15 minutes I'm writing thank you cards. These 15 minutes I'm calling my existing clients. These 30 minutes I'm actually doing social media stuff. So as you're doing that, you feel productive, you have the energy around you, and you're not just sitting around doing laundry at home waiting to see what comes up, or somebody knocks on your door to say, hey, I'd like to buy a house. That's not how it's going to work. You have to be proactive, and to be proactive you have to have a system in place, which is a calendar. You have to have a calendar. So that's what I'm getting everybody to do, which leads to the ultimate thing that we talked about, which is consistency over and over and over for the long game.
No, I love it, and it's something so simple as a calendar. We get embedded in some of these really complex systems, and sometimes the learning curve is so large that it's like, hey, it takes me 2 weeks to learn how to use this just so that I can do something simple as a calendar.
The thing is though, like, okay, especially someone like you, right? You have a really good background with technology and tools and things like that, which I learned from you a lot. But the reason that I don't implement even 85% of what you do is because I don't think I have the foundation set yet, right? So
Yeah.
something simple as a calendar, and having a daily, here's what I'm doing and here's what I'm doing next and all of that every single day, it builds that foundation for me. And then once I actually truly feel the foundation is working and that I'm actually understanding what I'm trying to do with this foundation, then I can be smart enough to go to some of your technology or yours or something else, some kind of tool to help me become a little bit more efficient with what I'm doing. But if I don't actually understand the process itself, then what's the point of it, right?
No, you're absolutely right. And that's anything that we adopt as an office. It's hard because, some of the stuff is, I'll call it, top tier. Like you've got to have a high understanding of technology. But
Right.
anything that we adopt office wide, it's got to be able to be used by the agent that loves tech, but also the agent that's 75 years old and still likes to send a fax.
Right.
So, so I mean, there's a wide variety. And so anything that we adopt, it's got to be plug and play with no learning curve. And we're trying to automate a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, my screen is frozen. Can you still see me?
You're still good.
Okay.
Trials and error of technology, right?
I love it, but that's the thing, though, right? With all the new cool stuff out there, things like this happen. You still got to be able to continue, right, with your day to day, and you and I both know that we have this really amazing tool with KB Core going on right now, and too many of the agents out there, they think that that's going to solve all their problems. That's not going to solve all their problems,
Right.
because they don't actually understand how to use it and they don't know what they're doing with it, and again, if you're not trying to really understand your own personal business and what it's going to take, well, then that tool is not going to help you either.
No, it will complement your business, but it's not going to take over.
Yeah, and that's the right word, complement. All these other shiny new things, they're here to complement you, you know?
Yep. It's like when you go to a fancy steakhouse, they're not called sides, they're called compliments.
Well, I don't go to a steakhouse. Remember, you're supposed to come down here to Texas and I can show you how a real steak is done.
I need to put it on the calendar. So,
Uh,
all right, man. Anything else you want to add for agents out there looking to get through this winter?
and patience, right? Definitely patience, but nothing profound besides the simple aspect of being consistent and really, really, really staying involved with your past clients, your present clients, your future clients, and staying top of mind, right? So what I've seen is a lot of old school techniques working a lot right now. Going back to handwriting cards and pop buys and things like that. Absolutely is working. Um, because let's be honest here, in our industry, we've had too many agents over the past couple of years, way too many agents. And so
Definitely.
even if they're not that good, they're still taking away that one deal that you could have actually had. And so the other thing I'll also tell you is it's also time for the pro. When I said earlier today, checking out what your strengths and weaknesses are, I truly firmly believe that it is a time for the pro over the next couple of years. And so you have to educate yourselves. You have to be talking to people. You have to understand more than just real estate or how to write a contract. You have to understand the mortgage game. You have to understand why insurance costs are so high now. You have to understand how a new construction contract works. You have to know a little bit of everything because people will want to be around those that do know everything. So that's
Definitely.
my 2 cents on that.
No, I love it. And I'm a huge proponent of never stop learning. So if there's info out there that you guys want to see in Tech with Ty or want to know how to learn more about something, by all means, hit me up and we'll get it out there. But yeah,
Hey, I
there's
got
plenty
one
of
more.
resources that we've cited in the past that are there for you at any time.
Yeah, can I say one more thing here,
Yeah.
Tyler? And I learned this a lot from my peers, which you're one of my biggest, friends and peers on all of this. Is that you also don't want to do the whole, paralysis by analysis, right? There's too many people that are trying to go through every single tech possible, every single tool possible, every single contract, read every single line of a contract. No, you actually have to get out there and just do, and don't think, just do. Case in point, we got back from the broker owner conference in Chicago, and obviously there was a ton of information from a ton of really good people out there. And I saw what you posted. You posted that, hey, I've got 3 takeaways, and you took your 3 takeaways and you posted that out there, and it was just phenomenal to know that. Okay, it was a great meeting overall, for 4 days, but you actually have 3 strong takeaways that you can actually start implementing versus having a notebook filled with notes that you're never going to go back and read. So
No, you're 100% correct. And even like during Shannon, my partner on our team, we met today and I said, we were analyzing a meeting that one of our team members had yesterday, and I asked how the showing went. She said, "Great. I've got to follow up with them. They need to get pre-approved. They've got a condo to sell." And I know in the past, kind of our handoff has been, "Here's the contact information for that loan officer." And I said, "No, let's stop doing that. Put them on a group text right then and there. Hey, just
Yes.
want to introduce you. This is one of our VIP clients." And that was a takeaway that I got from you,
Yeah.
from
Oh
the
God,
recruiting and onboarding. But I'm now just translating it over to, hey, we need to be doing this with the handoff of a client, so that A, we're not getting ghosted, because it's
right.
really easy to ghost one person. And B, you're making them feel more important, like you have a team working for them.
Absolutely. I love that you did bring that up. That was one of your takeaways because I've been using that on every aspect of my business, from like you said, from onboarding to recruiting to our actual clientele. I mean, I'm on I'm on a million different text groups, which is fine, but that's what you have your staff for. That's what you have your partners for, and I think it's more effective. It's definitely more effective. So good
Well,
stuff.
again, you and I both probably get 400 texts a day. I'm just using a
Yeah,
round number,
yeah,
but it's easy to get lost in that shuffle. But when it's a group and it keeps popping up and there's other people responding, it's like, oh, okay, it's
yeah,
now top of the list.
yeah. And that's back to, we're talking about, staying on top of mind of everybody. Well, this is how you do that, right? Because you might have a preferred lender, right? This is just a simple example, but you might have a preferred lender and you might tell your clients, here, here's my preferred lender, give them a call, give them a call. Well, your lender gets pretty busy and forgets to tell you that, or forgets to, or wonders where they're getting their leads from, right? Well, if you're putting that text group together and saying, oh, Tyler just sent me another one. Oh, Tyler sent me another one. Top of mind again,
Yeah,
So simple.
love it. Nimesh, thank you so much for joining. I'm definitely going to have you on with just our office, talk more about team building and that kind of stuff. But thank you for joining Agent After Hours. We'll definitely have you on again.
Love it. Appreciate you having me. It's been an honor. I love you to death, brother.
Love you too, man.